Hello boys and girls and Cougar parents. Today we're going to take a look at cube roots. When we solve cube roots, just keep in mind, just like square roots, these are radicals. And radicals are the opposite of exponents. Just like multiplication is the opposite of division, addition is the opposite of subtraction. Okay, exponents are the opposite of radicals. So today we will take a look at some of the sample problems in your homework, and I'll break it step by step down on how to solve cube roots. Let's get out our homework and look at cubes and cube roots. Number one, it says we need to find the cube root of 27 is blank because blank to the third power is equal to blank. Okay, so let's find the cube root of 27. Well, first of all, if we want to find the cube root of 27, we'd express that by creating a radical, writing a radical sign, putting 27 on the inside. Now, right now we have a square root, but if we put this 3 here, now it is the cube root. Okay, a cube root is asking what times what times what is equal to what's in the radical right there. Okay, so what can I, and also these three factors have to be identical. They have to be identical. Well, let's try 1. 1 times 1 times 1. Well, that's not going to be, that's 1. Well, let's try 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. We're getting close, but we're still pretty far away. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, that will give us the answer we're looking for. So the answer is 3. Okay, the cube root of 27 is 3. Okay, why? Because 3 to the third power is equal to 27. Now let's take a look at number 2. It's a little different. Now it's saying the cube root of negative 27 is what? Because something to the third power is equal to something. Well, let's see here. Let's start out by writing a radical. Okay, we put a radical sign down. We want to find this, not the square root, but the cubed root. So that's how we have to put a radical with a 3 up in this corner here. That's asking for the cube root. So once again, we want to know what times what times what equals negative 27. We need a negative 27. Well, the last problem is very similar, and we know that 3 times 3 times 3, that's going to equal 27, but we don't want 27. We want negative 27. Well, let's try negative. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Well, I know that negative 3 times negative 3, that's going to be a positive 9. But then, when I multiply a negative, and this is because a negative times a negative will give us a positive. But when I take a positive and multiply it by a negative, you guessed it, that's going to give me a negative 27. So the answer is negative 3, because negative 3 to the third power or cubed is equal to negative 27. Last but not least, let's simplify some expressions with radicals. In order to do that, any expressions, numeric expressions that we're solving or simplifying, we should always use PEMDAS, which is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I did it like that too, because when it comes to multiplication and division, they're on the same tier, they have the same priority. You do whichever one comes first, and the same thing is true with addition and subtraction. Whichever one comes first, you do first. One does not necessarily have priority over the other. Okay, so let's go through our checklist. And number 1 here, I do not see any parentheses. Do I see any exponents? No. But do I? Yeah. Remember what we said earlier? Radicals are really negative exponents. Okay, radicals are really negative exponents. Here I have a cube root, and a cube root is the opposite of to the third power. So let's do that operation first. I know that I need to find a number times itself, that equals 27. And we did that not too long ago. It's going to be a 3. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is going to give us 27. Then I need to bring down the rest of my mathematical information, which is a plus 15. And the only operation I have left is 3 plus 15, which is 18. I'm done. Not that difficult. Let's look at our next example from our homework. Now I need to find the cube root of negative 216 divided by 3. And I did say divided by 3, but some of you are saying it's a fraction. Well, remember, every fraction is really a division problem. You can treat this fraction bar just like a division sign, and that's what it really means. But I've stalled long enough. Let's take a look at 216. We have to see what 216, what the cube root of that is, and I do not have that committed to memory. So let's use our divisibility rules. Okay, is it divisible by 2? Yes. Okay, it's an even number. The last digit 6 is even. Okay, is it divisible by 3? Well, let's remember the divisibility rule for 3. 2, we take the sum of the digits, which is 2 plus 1 plus 6, that equals 9. Is 9 divisible by 3? Sure is. Now stop right there. If it's divisible by 2 and it's also divisible by 3, I know that it's divisible by 6. So I'm gonna start there. 6 times what? Well, 6 goes into 21 3 times. That would be 18. And 18, take away that from 21, I'd get 3, bring down the 6, okay, which is 16, and 6 goes into 36 6 times. And I see something else here. Okay, 36 is 6 times 6. I think I have it. Okay, the cube root of 216 is 6, but I want to know the cube root of negative 216. Whoops. Let me get rid of that because that is not true. Maybe this be negative 6 times 36, and then a negative 6 times a negative 6 would give me a positive 36. So the cube root of negative 216 is negative 6. I bring down the rest of my information. A negative 6 divided by 3 is a negative 2. Okay, 3 goes into 6 2 times, but it's negative 2 times. And we are done. Well, I hope working through those sample problems was helpful. And if you have any questions, please make sure you're bringing them to class tomorrow. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.